they could get in if it was really bad weather. But they were outside all the time, and people used to ask Grandpa, how in the world do them cattle stay outside in them bad winters? Grandpa said, that's the way they are. He said, matter of fact, they're healthier than the ones that are kept in barns. Yeah, most barns in the wintertime, if you've got several cattle in there, they're damp from the animal heat. That's why they're building all these barns around here now, like the one where Jay keeps his steers and heifers back at that place. And then young Lester built the one out there. It's all open on that side.
All right.
He told Jay, of course, he's got, pretty good grades of cows out there. And they was forever paying vet bills for the calves and whatnot since they put that open air barn in there. Well, he told me himself, him and Stephen, that their vet bills are about 10% of what they used to be. Just because it's not damp,
Some of those guys that I used to hang out with in school, you go over and help them, and their barns were humid in the wintertime.
Yep.
It wasn't very warm, but it was really humid.
And that's when you start getting into pneumonia.
Yeah.
When Wilmer first built this barn out here, there was a lot of people involved in it, but it didn't have any vents in the roof. And he had 420 young stock in there, in that barn at one time. And I stopped there on the way home from work, because the trucks were the last truckload was coming in, but they had stretched it over a couple of weeks. And I went in there to see how they were doing. And that was a Friday afternoon. And I went in there, and the water was running down that tin roof, just like, and it was dripping off them big trusses, just like it was raining. With that many in there. Wilmer said, I got to get vents in this. Or he said, we're going to lose all these cattle with pneumonia. He said, would you help me tomorrow? No, it was a Thursday. And he said, could you help me tomorrow night? I said, I'll help you tomorrow. I'll take the day off and help you tomorrow. Well, he said, I got to go to New Holland and get vents for this roof. And I said, well, can you give me the measurements and I'll start cutting the holes while you're down there. And he said, well, what are you going to cut them with? I said, tin shears or saber saw or something. So he gave me we went up on the roof and laid one out. And I forget how far apart those things are.
Yeah.
What is there, 10 or 12 of them up on that roof?
Something like that.
Anyway, he took off early that Friday morning, and I went out there and started cutting holes. And by the time I got to the last hole, I went down in the barn, and that was already drying up. And he got there on Saturday, we put those all on. And he didn't have one more bit of trouble. Well, when pneumonia hits cattle in a confined area like that, for that reason.
It'll go right through them, right?
Yeah, I don't know how contagious pneumonia is, but, if you got 400 head in there and it's damp, they're all going to get it sooner or later. But boy, it dried that barn right off. But when he first built that, he had no intention to have 400 head out.